Hello everyone, Sana's here, and this video is all about this budgeting template. Don't forget to watch my previous videos about budgeting and how to start a business and how to budget for it, so on and so forth. Don't forget about that. So this template is about your financial planning, your budgeting for a year. So in this video, I will walk you through the spreadsheet, how you can work with it for your business. First of all, don't forget to make a copy for yourself, because this template you cannot change. You can work with your copy of it. Okay, so let's talk structure. And as you can see, this is annual budget. Most of the time, you think through your year. If you already have your business already started and you can see how you sell, what is your expenses, you can try and make this annual budget. But as I said in previous videos, there will be different types of budgeting and you will choose what's best for you. So I always recommend to try monthly budget, and you can see here a spreadsheet about your months. It's easier to plan within a month when you don't know how you're gonna plan. So don't be shy about what you don't know. You can just try with 1 month, plan your income, plan your costs, and it's okay. And then you can try to build your annual budget. So getting back to annual budget, the structure, any budgeting structure the same. It's like income and expenses. It's like your personal budget, actually. So if you ever tried personal budgeting, it's like the same, almost the same. What's the difference? Income. Actually, most of us, we have like the main income and maybe additional income, right? The same is for business. Basically, we can sell differently through different channels. So when you prepare your budget, make a list of all your incomes that you have right now, that you plan to have within this year. So you can, when you work on your budget, you can add the spreadsheet here and just list your incomes. And how you can plan it. Well, it's different for each business. So think about how you plan to grow, where you plan to sell, and what channels will you use. And if you have, for example, organic sales and plan to add advertising, make it separately in your budget so you can see what is exactly your paid advertising, how it's going. So it would be much better. Okay, so income. Then cost of goods sold. What is that? It means what you need to spend to build something you sell, your product, your service. For each business, it's different, of course. I can make some examples. For example, if you are a cafe owner, you sell some goods, right? You sell coffee, you sell croissants, something like that. So you need to buy coffee, you need to buy water, you need to pay for electricity and so on to be available to sell your products, right? So for software business, if you are having, like, if you're selling your application, for example, you need to build an application. So there is some R&D costs for your app that you need to pay, right? Your software engineers, your like to upgrade your product, maybe to add more features and so on. So think about what exactly you need to pay monthly to be able to sell what you sell. Okay, so then you see, gross income. What is that? This is a formula there. Be careful with formulas, because I try to separate like hard-coded numbers with blue color, but always check if there is a formula. Okay, so the formula is income minus cost of goods sold. This is your gross income. Why you need this? Because you need to understand, do you have any money to spend on your operations? Do you even have this money? I mean, are you have any income at all, gross income? So because if you're not calculating this one, you're gonna be thinking that you have money for everything, but it's gonna be like, okay, I have a cash flow, I have like money on my bank account, right? But your business will be not effective. So you're gonna lose money a little bit, and then you have nothing. So it's better to see everything clearly, right? So gross income. Then next one is operational costs. Operations, it's like where if you have an office, or if you're a cafe owner, you have a cafe, this real estate, right? So you need to pay something to be available to sell something, right? So your expenses, your salaries, team salaries, bonuses, everything around, like if you need to outsource, or you need to travel for work and so on. So marketing, advertising, everything like this. And for each business, there is a different types of operational costs. Of course, if you have if you have a cafe, or you have a software development business, it's absolutely different. So I always recommend to make a list and structure your costs based on the logic, why you're spending like this. I mean, if you have people, if you have a team, structure it like, okay, this is my team payroll. I need to understand whom I pay, and what is like taxation, what is some bonuses, everything like that. So you need to structure your expenses, not like just make a list, but make list within this logic, within this framework, why you're spending like this. And when you see these costs, you just go through them, understand how much you're paying, and maybe you forgot something, maybe some subscriptions, everything connected to your business. And then put it into the budget. When you start in a business, it's very hard to understand how much you're gonna spend. So don't worry, just list everything you know. And then I just recommend you to Google exactly costs for, I don't know, cafe business, or a restaurant, or costs for software development. Try to find out how other people spending their money when they start their business. Maybe you will find out that you will need to pay for, I don't know, AWS servers, or you will find out that you need to hire marketing person, or you will find out that you need to pay some special taxes for your location where your cafe will be. So you need to do the research for your business exactly. Okay, so costs is actually not so hard to plan, because it's not a big problem to find out what exactly you're going to pay. But the problem is to find out how you're going to sell. So be careful with this, because many founders that starting their business, they don't know how much they're going to sell. Don't plan that you will sell in first month or maybe 3 months. Why? Because there's some setup costs. For example, you need to renovate your office or your building where your restaurant will be. You need to buy something, some furniture, for example. You cannot be open before you do that, right? So your budget can be divided into like startup costs and then operational costs. It can be in one budget, but for example, if you just starting your business in January, and you know that renovation will take, for example, 3 months, you cannot sell anything with this period of time, right? So you are not open. The same is for any business. You need to start doing something before you will be ready to sell, right? You need to do your software development. You need to build something, whatever. You need to find people at least. So remember that and plan this accordingly. So if you understand that you will be open on April or even May, you cannot put any numbers here. So when you do that, I will just show you how it's gonna be. Oops. You can see that, well, net income is actually, well, there is a problem with formula. We'll check it out. Okay, anyways, I know why. sorry. Okay. So you can see that your net income goes down. Okay, so but it's good thing. Why? Because you know how much money you will need to start a business, right? So if we are talking about starting a business, it's so essential to understand how much money do I need for real to start my business, right? So at this case, it's like just an example. So we can see we're not paying any taxes because we don't have income. So we need 154,000 US dollars, for example. So that means that we need to have this money to open our business. Okay. So, and be careful with first months, because it's better to plan for less and to have this, like, it's better to sell more than you planned, right? But you will have money to pay people salaries, to like pay for rent and so on. And when you starting your rent agreement, you need to read carefully how much really you need to pay for your landlord in first month? Do you have a deposit or something like that? Do you have deposit on utilities and so on? So this number is just monthly rent. But if you have just starting your lease agreement, you probably will have these deposits, and you will need to pay people. For example, your real estate agent. And so be careful when you're starting, so you will not forgetting to put some numbers in your budget. Because if we're talking about January, right? And monthly budget for January, we need to get everything correctly so we understand how much money we need for January, okay? Then, as for, I'll just get back, okay? So as for planning for next month, what is important? That your income monthly, it's like, okay, I get 60 grand, but you will get this money at the end of the month. Do you understand the logic? So you plan, you having this money, but remember that your cash flow, it's different from your budget in terms of day-to-day activities. It's like, today we're gonna have 100, tomorrow we're gonna have another 100, and so on. But you will pay your rent at exact date. So why it is important? Because you will need to have some sort of reserve fund to pay something today before you having your revenue. Okay, so that is why you need to have a cash flow. It's different type of document, and you can Google it. you will find a lot of information about your cash flow document and how to do that. I actually recommend you to use some software, for example, QuickBooks or Xero. So you're gonna automate your process day by day. And budget, it's not a problem to build a budget in Excel or in Google Docs, because it's just a small structured spreadsheet. So, but day by day operations, it's exhausting to put it in Excel. No, don't do that, okay? Just try out QuickBooks, Xero, or other software for small entrepreneurs, for startups. It's not that much money. Some of software is free of charge or almost free of charge. So try this out and automate what you can automate, right? Okay, so back to the budget. You see this structure, it's monthly. And as I said, you need to try out monthly budget. Why? Because you need to understand how exactly you're gonna plan your month. And then you can just put your numbers here in your annual budget. Or you can do like this. You can do monthly budgets. Just make a copy of this spreadsheet and name it like January, February, and so on. And you have your plan, right? Here, month by month, you can do some commands here, something like that. Your structure need to be the same. So if you have some new operational expenses, you can add it here, but you need to copy and paste it to next month. Why it's important to have the same structure? Because For any business owner, I always recommend to do plan fact analysis. And here you have it. So you can easily add everything here, change, and so on. Why it's important to have this plan fact analysis? Because here is your factual numbers. So you have this monthly budget with your plans. It's great plans. You like planned everything. Great. Okay. Then month's finished, ended. You're like, okay, am I like planned right? So where am I right now? Here you can find this information. So here is, for example, your sales. So you planned here 20 grand, and here you have 10. So your budget showing you, okay, there is a problem here. And it's it shows you how are you doing actually, and what's wrong with your plan. And maybe, for example, you sold more than that. So it's great, right? So you have more net income, you have more things, you have more money in your reserve fund, and so on. So it's always, it's not so like transparent for anyone to see just 1 month, but you need to see the trend. How are you doing within, for example, 3 or 6 months? So you're going to change your budget based on factual numbers, based on what you learned. And always plan fact analysis is always like clear picture of your business, how you planned and what's going on for real. So I always recommend, like, the next step, don't be overwhelmed, please. Start with just budgeting your months. That's it. No, like nothing else. Then if you're starting your business, if you're starting with your budgeting, just do the months. Then when month's finished, put here factual numbers from your software. It would be very easy if you're gonna have software for your accounting. And then you will see your picture for this month. Don't try, if you are new to this, don't try everything. Try month by month. If you, for example, really want to try to build your annual budget, then just put some numbers, but you need to understand logic. Why you thinking like that? And it's great to have some comments if you think like, okay, I will sell in February for 20 grand. Why? How? So don't be shy to add additional spreadsheet or add this comments here for yourself, not for me, for anyone, for yourself. Or if you have some team members who help you with planning, who help you with bookkeeping, it's great not to describe everything again and again. Just put here a comment or add additional spreadsheet with information more detailed in terms of, okay, marketing budget, how I see my marketing. You can start in simple lists because right now, what's most important for you to understand how it works. And if I will give you like, okay, this is marketing budget, this is like your team payroll budget, this is this, and you're gonna be overwhelmed. I don't know, I don't want that. So just start with small steps, monthly budget, annual budget, and at the end of each month, please do your plan fact analysis. Let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to watch other videos, okay? Have a great day. Bye.